What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Tricky here with another video. And today I'm doing something a little bit different. I've been meaning to talk about certain topics, but I haven't been streaming a lot. I started late seventh season. And eighth season really ain't much. So I felt like I didn't really have the platform or the community to actually bring up these topics. But Tydebo brought up these topics, and I messaged him to see if he'd be cool if I reacted as well and give my piece. We're two different creators. He doesn't open packs. He has no money spent. I open packs. I go for the best team possible within reason, at least from my point of view. So I just want to give my point of view of the topics that he be talking about on a few videos. I'll be doing reactions to other people's videos. If you think I should react to anything, please leave in the comment. Before we begin, please like, follow, and subscribe for more of my content. And I'm trying to go for 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, so please help me reach that goal. So, hey, let's go ahead and get into it. See what Ty's talking about.
It's Ty. In this video today, we're going to be going over and talking about how my team does the same thing at the end of the year, each and every year, and it bugs. Like, again, I'll get into it, I'll talk about it, but then
So, I have talked about this with a lot of people from the Discord I'm in, MG, and my own Discord, which will also be um, in the description below. But I hate end cards. I don't remember what year. I want to say it was 23, not last year, but 23 for sure. I spent a bunch of money. I got the hero set. I got a new ball, and I got this height team. And then end cards came and completely made it worthless because every card had the same exact thing. And I think Ty's about to get into it, so we're gonna let him get into it first, and I'll talk about it. But it's so annoying to want to build a team, which is everybody's goal, and have the same team as somebody else, the exact same team as everyone else, not just someone, everyone else. It's not fun at all.
has everything to do with the lack of variety, the lack of creativity, all of those types of things. Now, as we do dive into this thing and talk about it, if you are new to the channel, have not yet, make sure you guys do smash that subscribe button. I really do appreciate all of the support on the channel. Now, I want to start with this.
Hey, I definitely go follow Ty, man. He be dropping mad content. Definitely one of the legends.
What what is the point of Endgame in my team? Because right now, all of your best players have the same exact six, have the same exact releases. You look at Go Wemby, he has Patty Mills base, as do a lot of the other Go cards. You look at every
All right, so they do have all the same animations. Not all of them have the same exact shot, but they have close to the same around shot. A few cards are better because they have the best shot, and then you have cards that are right behind it with like a secondary best shot. This year, there's a couple of shots that are very, very similar compared to last year or the years before, where it was just that one shot everybody wanted.
Go card, they have the Pro 2 leader. Every Go card's gonna have Garland, Francis, D Fox moving crossover. There is no uniqueness and no creativity. Meanwhile, why do we have a Victor Wembanyama that's a Go card, that's an invincible card, and that's a 100 overall card? Why do we have
He has all three cards, and I only have the opal. So he has all those three cards, and the auction house is another topic we'll get into. He made a video on that, and he's not attainable at all. Like that makes no sense. And I spend money, and I have MT, and I still can't get him because of how much he is, and the fact that every card is so much better because obviously Wimby is the god of my team. If anybody tells you different, they're tripping. Wimby is the best card at every tier, and before he hits that tier, he's still the best card. Like it's crazy.
a Yao that is a Go card and a 100 overall card? Why do we have a Tim Thomas that has a Go card that has a Dark Matter? Why do we have a Michael Beasley that has a Go card and a Dark Matter? Meanwhile, why do we have, I'm just going to throw out a name, a Jaden McDaniels that throughout the entire year saw two cards? Why do we have a Ty Jerome who has seen two cards throughout the entire year? Why do we have a DeAndre Hunter card who has seen one card throughout the entire year?
I'm telling you, there's so many more players I want to see. I've been asking all year for a Bonzi Wells card. Bonzi Wells, he's 6'9". He has the height to be competitive with all these other names in my team. Like, why don't we have a Bonzi Wells card, right? Why is Darius Miles, one of the tallest small forwards ever, not made at the end of the game and given a shot? We all know he couldn't shoot real life, so his first couple of cards couldn't shoot, but in-game cards can shoot whether they can shoot or not. So why is there not a Darius Miles, an actually tall small forward? Where is Bender, man? Everybody is waiting for Bender. Where we had the last Bender card, I think, was a pink diamond. Where's Jonathan Bender? You know what I'm saying? Like, where are these other players that we want to see that we're not getting for real basketball fans trying to build their ultimate team? Like, I buy the cards that I actually want my favorites. That's the only reason I spend money on this game is because I want my favorite cards. If I could get my favorite cards without spending money, I would not be able to get Goat Beasley, one of my favorite players in my team, and one of my favorite players in real life, without spending money. It's just not possible.
The lack of creativity is crazy, and it is something that has bugged me throughout 2K's history. They could do so much as far as dropping these different cards on a consistent basis, but they're too worried about each and every week dropping all of these end game cards, all of these go cards that literally look like all the exact same. Like they're either gonna have Patty Mills base or they're gonna have like what are they? It's Cam Thomas. Like they're the Steph Curry base, Sexton upper or Oscar upper. There's only a certain amount of six cards can have, and so like
It's not even just the six though. It's the names, man. Why can't we have other players? Why do we have to keep getting the same players over and over and over? And then yeah, the SIGs are annoying too because the Devin Booker aggressive combo, it's actually a good dribble move if you play my career and you can bring it over to my team. Why aren't we getting the Kyrie Irving hop step, hop jumper? It's sick. People in my career use it. My career players switch over to my team when they get bored of my career, but we don't get the use of the SIG, so they go back to my career occasionally, if not all the way, to use those different SIGs because then my team gets boring because everything's the same. Like like you if you spend money, it's not fun. If you grind the game using the same card, it's not fun. You know why people don't like domination? People don't like domination because it's so repetitive. So to break the repetitive nature of domination, if you add different cards, and I have a collection of cards because I like playing with different cards, then I have more fun because I'm mixing up and I'm getting to play the cards I can't play in comp. That's what domination, that's what offline is for. And we don't have that in my team.
at this stage, if you're looking at my squad, and I'll just briefly talk about it. So I have Go right? He has the Andre Drummond, Oscar primary player. Right now I'm running Carmelo Anthony, right? He has the Oscar upper, Cam Thomas base, same release as a lot of these cards. There's just no difference within any of these cards we're using. And even if you go back to like last year, at the end of the year, all of these cards look the exact same. Like they did. They all look basically identical, when we're looking at what these cards truly were. And so it's just like, maybe even, I don't even, I wasn't playing at the end of last year, so I shouldn't even say that because a lot of these.
Hey, every year I usually stop at season 8. When the first, so I remember my first time actually really playing my team was when they dropped the Wimby end card and you can buy them for $50, right? Remember when cards were $50 and not 100 or $150? Anyways, I bought him, right? And I used him, I dominated with him, and then the next set they dropped was multiple cards with the same release, same dribble style, same speed, same everything, no advantage. Why would I play a game that has no advantage? And now it's just dependent on this algorithm that we know is in 2K that ruins all great players. Why would I solely depend on that and not have any ability to wager it my way, right? And we're playing a competitive game. It just doesn't make sense to play a game like that. Like why? Like why? So season 8, usually I'd be calling it done, but now I try to create content, so I'm playing, but I'm almost to the point where I'm done until 2026 come out. If it continues to go this way, like I don't want. So they made it a little bit better this year by changing the jumpers, but you got to change more than that. Every card being able to do the D Fox, which is the most OP move, dribbling move in the game, as E-Bens. Like, why? Why is Yao and Sean Bradley able to do that? Like, that doesn't make sense.
Cards do look somewhat different. If you go back to 23 too, all of these endgame cards were the
Hated
exact
these
same.
cards.
Like all of them, they had the exact same sig. They had the exact same release. KPJ, Sadiq Upper on Very Quick, Trey Young Leader. That's what
So
all of them
sad.
were. And it brings me to the point that I want to make. Why is this card not usable? This card is not usable because there's nothing about him that separates him.
Nothing.
Imagine if Steph Curry was the only one to get, the Francis six, right? Imagine if Yao and Wemby didn't get them. Imagine even tall point guards didn't get them. So imagine like the new Tracy McGrady didn't get those types of six, didn't get the best six in the game. You want these smaller point guards to be usable 2K? You got a prime opportunity to do that. But again, instead, the way 2K would rather do things is make all of these cards basically copy and paste SIGs, maybe slightly tweak the releases of these cards, but basically they're the same as well. And it just makes for the end of the year at this stage to be, I don't want to say boring, but it's like all of these cards are the exact same. Whether it's the Patty.
So I get his point with the small guards, but that aspect of it, using a small guard with those SIGs, having everything the same, you do have a disadvantage. So if you can play with a card at a disadvantage already, that does make it more challenging for you. So there is an aspect to that as far as a competitive nature, using your favorite card maybe and still winning the game. But still it's a big disadvantage if you're comparing him to Tracy McGrady, LeBron James, and y'all know they're going to drop Goat Jokic point guard right around the corner. He's probably going to be the next card that drops, and then after that it's going to be Taco. So that's probably what's going to happen. They might even put Jokic in the exchange at 60, even though they just did Tim Thomas for 30. I called that, y'all. I'm calling it right now. But so there is a disadvantage for small guards, and it's kind of fun that way. But not a lot of people want to choose a small guard when you have LeBron, Tracy, and all these other Penny, Dr. J, who got for free. Why would you choose a small guard? So adding them in packs wasn't going to be a call for anybody to get them regardless. It was just a filler, just that card that everybody's going to get. It doesn't matter. So it's really no win or lose for small cards at all.
The Oscar, whether it's whether it's the Andre Drummond Oscar, like all of these cards are the exact same. And so that's, I guess, to me, where it's like it's boring in a sense because there's just no uniqueness. There's no change of any of these things. All of these cards have the exact same six. Everybody is gonna have that D Fox movie crossover, the Pro 2 League. The Chase Sapphire
Right.
Lounge.
Did I just get a ad? But yeah, all of them had the same six, man. Even they all even have the best motion style. So like the 100 overall y'all's motion style is pretty bad. I'm getting multiple ads. That's wild. And I subscribed to bro. Anyway, the 100 y'all has a pretty bad motion style, so that's what separates 100 y'all from the invincible card bigs. But his height still gives him power over a lot of them and the glitchiness of the card. But the goat y'all is obviously better than 100 y'all because of the motion style, how quick he is. So those are the differences he's talking about. If like these go cards had different motion styles, that would separate them. If they had one or two different SIGs, that would separate them. If the shots are different, so that does separate them, but they're not far apart from the same between the three bases and the three uppers that are used.
And to me, there's no creativity because I almost guarantee come Friday, we're going to get some new Go cards. And honestly, it doesn't even matter the name, right? Because the height is the only thing that matters. There's no unique saves. There's no unique, dribble saves. There's no unique releases. Everything is a copy and paste. You know that Go cards are going to be the best cards in the game, Again, there's no changes. There's no uniqueness. Even the Sean Bradley, like, yeah, he saw a slightly different release in the Claxton. We still had Pro 2, we still had Garland, still had Francis, still had Step Escape, still had the D Fox movie crossover. There is no change of any of these cards. And it's not just that it's this year. It is year in, year out that this is what we
Every
see. At
single
the end of the
year.
year,
Every
all of
single
these
year.
cards get the best six. And again, I would be fine if it was just like, okay, let's say like I'm just gonna throw out a name, right? Let's say Dino, right? He's undersized at this stage for a big. So why did Dino not get slightly better six than a guy, let's say like Go Yeah? Am I the only one that wants that? Like make Dino at least somewhat relevant at
Yeah,
this
you can't
stage
use
in
Dino,
a
man.
stage of the game where I mean all these cards have literally the best SIGs and the best releases, and I want a card to be usable. Am I?
Yeah, like I'm sorry if you got Dino, don't bring him on the court. That's a wash. Yeah, like he would have been better if he could play small forward. Now we're talking about maybe usable. You know what I'm saying? He would have been better if Yao and Sean Bradley didn't have his six. Right now, don't bring that boy on the court. I don't care how much money you spent to get that card or how much grinding you did. Use him in offline. Don't bring him in online. Not at all. It ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna happen. You might get a couple of fluke plays, but for the most part, you fried. It's done. Good against a good player. You're fried.
For too much, if I'm on the wrong side of this thing, and look, this is coming from myself. Well, I love Endgame in my like. That's when I think it is the most fun to personally play the game. But that's coming from me, who 4 years ago it wasn't like this. Like I promise you, in 2K19, like yeah, we got like out of position cards and stuff, and it still got cheesy. But not all the cards had the best six and the best releases. I can't. I don't even think I can go back to 2K19. But like even at the end of 2K20, I don't even think like these cards still saw LeBron James base on normal. Like, what happened to this? Why do we need all of these cards?
For like, bro, there's no reason to have a jumper that's so fast I can't time. Why? The contest system is already broken. If you haven't heard Splash, if you haven't heard events, if you haven't watched Tydebo, if you haven't watched JC, the contest system is trash. If you win a game, I want you to feel good about yourself. But understand this: it's easy to win a game. You have algorithm that already chose you to win. Depending on what happens within the game, a couple of momentum swings, you've already been chosen to win. Two, the game lets you make shots because you're probably playing on low risk and you're probably not skilled enough to play on the stick and actually shoot at high risk, which is like 95% of the community uses the button or shoots on low risk. But that's a whole nother conversation. We can get to that another time. And then all the cards. So if you have the best team, you have a better chance of losing to a worse team because they're going to get more bumps. They're going to get more stops because the algorithm wants to make you work hard because you spent money to get the best team. And in order to make you keep spending money, you have to lose. So they think that you think you have to get a better card for said position, or maybe you don't shoot as well with this card. But it's really the game messing up your shot. It's so much to making a game and playing this game that people don't understand. It's crazy. But the creativity of the game is completely gone. Now they're only pushing the idea of spending money to get cards, so they have to make these different variations so that people spend money. If everybody has the same SIGs, how do you make money? You make a taller player that has the same SIG so that everybody can keep up SIG wise, and that's a excuse for why they were able to keep up with you in the game while you're buying the biggest baddest cards. Does all that make sense? I hope that makes sense. If it don't make sense, put it in the comments and I'll get to you.
Cards to get all of the best SIGs, all of the best releases. Back, 4 years ago, that's not how it was. The cards still have these same exact releases that they had all year long. There was some separation in cards. There was some difference. They weren't all copy and paste of each other. And it brings me back to the point of in 2K19, when point guard Shaq was in the game, he was the best player. You could run him at point guard because there weren't any position locks or anything. But guess what? Not everybody ran him because he had the Shaquille O'Neal base, which was not good at that stage.
Yeah, if you know how to cheese, you could
What
cheese.
happened to these types of cards? Like, why are we in the stage we're at now where All of the cards are the exact same, and the only difference is number one how tall they are,
And those
and what
cars
they
didn't cost a lot either.
like.
Those
That's the
cars did
only
not cost a
difference. The
lot.
rest of the six are basically the exact same. Why does everybody have the Oscar Robertson up? I don't even necessarily love that, and everybody's got it.
I do. I like
I
that
just
upper.
feel like 2K has so much more potential. It could do so many more things if they just would not change everything about every.
Of course, they have more potential. They will never do that. That don't sell. That don't make money. Back then, the cards were cheap, so they didn't have to put that little tag on it to make you want to buy it. Now the cards ain't cheap. They got to put the little tag on it, and the little tag is, "Hey, you got the best card for this player that I know you want." What? Like, think about it. Why are they dropping the best of my team super packs? Why? Do you think they're trying to give us that are fan favorites? No, they're not trying to give us our fan favorites. They're dropping the cards they know everybody wants, the names they know they want to play with, putting the best SIGs on them and saying, here, you're competing, but you really just spending money on the best cards in the game because that's what you want. Like, I want a Michael Beasley. I buy Michael Beasley, right? They're winning. I understand this. We get this concept, but that means they're not going to create anything else and change anything else because the ideal is money. 2K is not greedy. 2K is a business. I'm not mad at them for doing it. I understand what's going on. And the only way we can change it is to strike it. And we can't strike the game because all that does is restart the cycle because America is money. And ain't no business in America not trying to make money. EA Sports, sorry, they games suck. That's why we don't play them. That's why NBA Live failed and 2K took over. If EA can come out with another game, we're not going to play it. We're not. All of my team community is playing my team except for a few players that went to CFB, but they'll be back when 2K drops. That's my point right there for that.
Card and release different cards. Why do we need the same exact cards 900 times? I'm serious. Like, you go back to this year, like, we at least saw some different cards. Like, I don't know. And James Harden was good. Luka Doncic was good at the end of the year. I mean, you saw some variety, you saw some change, and you saw some different cards like Adrian Dantley, Jack Sigma, Stephon Marbury, Phil Jackson, Cam Reddish. Like, you saw all these different cards. I just Eddie Curry. How many Eddie Curry cards did we even see this year? I
Shoot,
just feel like
one that
2K
I
is going in
remember.
the complete opposite way. It's who can make us the most money in packs, and that's all they care about. Which
That's
honestly,
all.
if I was a company and I like 2K and I knew what made me money, I might do the same thing. But I
You're going
really think
to.
2K has
No,
so
Mike,
much
you're going to.
potential to do so much more with this game and dropping cards and making them unique, and they just don't do it. Like Eddie Curry was one of the best picks in the game at the end of the year, even though his badges and stats weren't as good because he had set shot 38 or jump shot 38. That was one of the best releases in the game.
Yep.
Why are we, 4 years removed, 5 years removed, I think, from this, and we've seen as big of a change as we have? It's not needed. It's not necessary, 2K. Just go back to these days, and I promise you, I think the community's going to like it more and be more receptive. That's where I'm
Facts.
at. I'm so sick and tired of everybody getting the same copy and paste six, the same copy and paste release. And maybe
Man, I've been saying this since I started really playing it. Like, it's so lame. It's so lame to spend money and get the same cards. It's so lame to grind and spend hours playing the game and get the same cards as everybody else. And it's not Ultimate Team no more. It's not an Ultimate Team because you're not building your own team. You're building the team that's that can compete. Because now, because your competitive spirit is in it too, because you don't want to lose. You don't want to build your team to lose. Nobody want to make a losing team. That's not fun. I want to win sometimes. I don't have to win all the time, but I want to win sometimes. So they're like playing with you and your competitive spirit and balancing off the cards you want at the same time. And they know what they're doing. It's a company. They figured out how to do it, and they're gonna keep doing it. At this point, 2K should be free. Why are we paying for a pre-order, 2K? There's no reason. You drop every year. Madden should be free. CFB should be free. Why should they be free? Because we buy packs. You make enough money off of the packs alone. it quadruples the amount of money that you get from people pre-ordering and buying a game. Like that, it doesn't make sense. You're not going to lose money if you make this game free at all. Not at all, especially with people like CB in the game. Like you're not going to lose money. So I've been like just distraught at the idea of why this game isn't free. It just doesn't make sense to me at all.
I'm in the minority here. Maybe you guys like it, but I want some different cards. That's gonna wrap it up right here. Let me know your thoughts. Drop it.
Hey man, y'all go watch Todd's video, man. Watch it all the way through again. It was a great video. Go like, leave some comments down what you think for him. Leave some comments down what you think for me. I appreciate y'all stopping by. And remember, creativity, creativity, creativity. If you ask a 2K for anything, ask them for creativity. And also in my career, we can go over there too if we want to talk about it. But hey, Tricky was just sending a little message here. Glad I got a chance to react to this and say my piece. Y'all keep watching out for my videos. Tricky out.